Got Russell Doane today here on the program. Got UFC Fight Night 90. Got Pedro Munhoz coming up. I totally forgot, man. Today is weigh-in day.
Yeah.
So it's right now for me. I'm in Hawaii, so it's 8:20 in the morning. So it's 11:20 in the morning for you guys in Vegas, where your fight is. When do you guys have to make weight?
We made weight at 8 o'clock. I got up a little bit early, sat in a sauna for a little bit, came in, made weight. The new procedure is dope. I love it.
Right? Like when I was fighting, I was completely against the dehydration test. I was completely against changing weight classes and doing all this stuff. The one thing I wanted was an earlier weigh-in. That's the only thing I really wanted. Like instead of even 4 o'clock, let's do a fake weigh-in or the official weigh-in at noon and do a fake weigh-in at 4. Give me those extra 4 hours. You're getting an extra 10 hours. This is a huge amount of extra time to recover. But also, too, you don't really cut that much weight.
No, especially this time around. This is the first time I ever dieted. Ever. I've never dieted before. This is my first time I really cleaned things up. And I was waking up around 1:39. I sat in a sauna for maybe a half an hour. And I was on. And you know what I mean? It was no problem for me.
So why the diet change? I mean, you've been fighting for a long time. It's not like this is you just started in the sport. You've been competing since 2008. Why now is it time to diet?
Well, really, why not? I really wanted, you know what I mean? When I heard Pedro Munhoz's name, I was excited. I wasn't kind of excited. I was texting my coach yeah, let's do this. You know what I mean? So I went all out this time. A opponent like Pedro, you don't play around with. You know what I mean? You take it 100% serious. So I dieted super hard. I trained super hard. I did everything I could the right way, and it paid off.
Who did you use for your dietitian plan?
Just me. I just made my own food. I stayed away from beef. A lot of chicken, a lot of turkey, a lot of fish. I mixed in my greens. I made sure I had all my greens, which I normally, before this fight, I never ate a salad. I don't like salad. Yeah.
So do you do your greens in a shake so you can drink them down, or do you actually go out and get a salad now and force yourself through it?
I do both. I eat salad. I eat my greens. I drink it. Everything I have to do to make sure everything's on point.
Now, how bad is it right now for Rylan? Because he has so many guys in the camp fighting. Everyone's getting ready to go. He's got to create a different game plan for each guy because each guy or girl's got a different fighter in front of him. How do you think Rylan's doing right now dealing with all this mess coming through?
He's all right. We've done this before, you know what I mean? When we do our drilling and our stuff like that, we all do it together, but everybody has their own game plan and stuff like that. We all help each other out. So it's not one-on-one the whole time. A lot of times, we get our one-on-one sessions, but we also do it together. We need the bodies too. So
how was training camp this time around?
Amazing. Amazing.
Every time I talk to you, it's amazing. You're having an amazing training camp.
But this time, the biggest difference was the way we sparred, the way we pushed. You know what I mean? My last camp, I was fighting a wrestler, so it was just a lot of wrestling. You know what I mean? This camp is more or less a striker, so we just went ham. And my coach Charles, he came in and he brought up my training partners, and we tried to kill each other. You know what I mean? Every day after practice, they're oh wow, you and so and so were you look like you guys hate each other. But I would text one of my training partners, Martin. I text him every day. I hate you, just so you know. Just so you know, I still hate you today.
And so everybody else at home knows they don't hate each other. They're actually really, really close friends. So that's super funny to have you actually text him hey, Martin, I hate you.
Yeah, and when Wonder Boy was fighting, because Martin's a Taekwondo guy, when Wonder Boy was fighting, I was watching Wonder Boy, and it kind of reminded me of you. Just so you know, I still hate you today.
That's awesome. So how is Charlie doing with all this too? Because the other coach, obviously there's two coaches, striking coach Charles, he's got a lot on his plate as well. Is he taking it in stride just as much as Rylan is taking it in stride? Yeah,
Charles, he's a little crazy, but he also, he holds it together. He does, especially for us, especially for me and Lewis. He's been holding it together for this camp.
So let's talk about Pedro. You said you got super excited when they gave you the name, but how was the training? What did you have to tweak in your training this time, besides your diet? Because we already talked about that.
We just went in there. We killed it. There was no room for error this camp. There's absolutely no room for error. You know what I mean? If I lose, I get my walking ticket. That's it. You know what I mean? So I pushed harder than I ever did. Like, I know that's cliche. Everybody says it all the time. Like, yeah, it's the best camp. I pushed so hard, but I went as hard as I could. You know what I mean? Like, every camp I've ever had, like, after practice, I'd be like, oh, man, I feel good. That was such a good day. After practice every day, I'd be like, this is terrible. I just want to die. I want to lay down. You know what I mean? I'm so tired. Like, every day was like that.
So a lot of that too is also mental. Like it wears on you mentally. How did you deal with the mental aspect of getting yourself ready for the next practice?
Just, you know what I mean? I have to do it. I have to. This is like my biggest thing right now. You know what I mean? Is not losing this fight. I don't think, I told myself every day I couldn't afford to lose. I can't afford. In practice, I couldn't afford to get taken down. I couldn't afford to eat big shots. I couldn't afford to do anything. You know what I mean? So mentally, I think my head was in the right place the whole camp.
And for the folks at home, right now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. So if he loses his third fight, it could very easily be your walking papers. And you're 14-5, so it's not like this has ever happened to you before. Did it have to, when you lost that second fight?
I'm sorry, Frank. You're breaking up just a little bit. Can you repeat that one more time?
When you're on a 2-fight losing streak right now, you lost to Alcantara and then Sanders. When you lost that fight to Sanders, were you worried you didn't get that phone call from Sean Shelby? Hey, look, it's we're gonna have to release you. Were you worried about getting that phone call?
I was, and you know what? I was not only was I worried I was gonna get that phone call. If I got that phone call, I would have deserved it. I would have deserved that phone call because I don't know who that guy fought that night, but that wasn't me. That was me at my worst day. Period. You know what I mean? That was me on a. You know what I mean? The thing about it was he was the better scrambler. He was way stronger. And I chose to fight the scrambles. There were times where I could have easily broken off, but instead I just chose to jump on him and try and beat him in the grappling portion, which is where I was losing because he was so brutally strong. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad that things are turning around for you. I'm glad it's a great training camp. I can't wait to see this fight on July 7th at MGM Grand Garden Arena. Of course, I'll be at home watching it on TV. Good luck against Pedro, Russell. So good that this training camp went through for you. I'm so happy that you are finally dieting now. To get yourself to making weight. So it's great to see you, man. We'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you so much.